Hi everyone, welcome to this new video about getting into the wonderful hobby of Warhammer 40,000. Follow me on my first steps, because in the grim darkness of the future, there is only war. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video in which I talked about Henry Cavill announcing that he will be taking the lead in a Warhammer 40,000 cinematic universe for Amazon in collaboration with Games Workshop. Now, as I hope that both Cavill's involvement as GW's involvement will result in a product respecting the existing lore, I decided it was time to start exploring Warhammer 40,000 for myself. That video got a lot of comments, all with very valuable input on where to start my journey, which YouTube channels to follow, which armies to consider, and lots of background information about the worlds of Warhammer 40k. So I browsed through the recommended channels and watched a lot of videos, especially those by Bricky. Great fun, really good explanation, great guy. All of this gave me a lot of insight into the rich background stories of the different factions and on how to play them with their specific, very distinct character. So thank you to everyone who gave me those recommendations, who watched the video and who commented on it. All very good input. I didn't just watch YouTube, I also looked into the Black Library books. The Black Library being the publishing part of Games Workshop, doing everything about, background stories and such. After looking up which books to start with, I looked for the first parts on the storyline of the Horus Heresy. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting a lot. Probably some merchandising for the game with a very thin plot line, lots of mindless action, great fun, but not really literature, But actually I was really surprised, since the books really got to me. They build up the tension slowly but very effectively, and they really deliver on the grand scale action you might expect from something to do with this universe. But also the characters are very nicely fleshed out, and they're, surprisingly for this universe, but they're very relatable. And I don't just mean the main characters, just like Loken, but also the somewhat less important characters like Tarik Torgadon or the other Space Marines you see. So these first 3 books on the Horus Heresy, they were so good that I just devoured them in 1 week, which is quite fast for my taste. During this reading, I kept my smartphone really close at hand, looking up the color schemes of all the Space Marine factions mentioned in the books, and their specific characteristics and other traits. The Lunar Wolves, the Imperial Fists, the Emperor's Children, the World Eaters, etc. It made the story so much easier to grasp, and it really made them come to life, knowing what these guys looked like. It's just awesome that there's so much material available to support the narrative of the stories. I also visited the Games Workshop site to see what the models looked like, and it was only after having completed the first 3 books that I found these miniatures of the Primarchs and some other major characters. Now, I really totally love these models. I don't love the price, but that's something else. But the models look so dynamic and just completely match how I had imagined them. Now, knowing so much more about this world, but still I know so very little, I'm not only looking forward to the Amazon series, but I also like the trailer for the Horus Heresy a lot more. It actually gives me goosebumps now, knowing about Horus's descent from the Emperor's favorite son to a true disciple of the Chaos Gods. And not just this trailer, just all other trailers about the 40k universe are so great to watch right now. knowing that I'm going to dive into those stories. But apart from the side material, how does this affect my getting into this hobby? And specifically, my choice of army? Well, for a while I considered the Black Legion, since I really liked the Lunar Wolves and then the Sons of Horus, and the Black Legion are the natural successors. But after book 3, I wasn't that into those Chaos Space Marines anymore, let alone their leader Abaddon the Despoiler. Those of you who've read that specific book or know more about the lore than I do will probably know why. Then Blood Angels crossed my mind, but actually only for the spectacular angelic figure of Sanguinius. I don't really fancy the aesthetics of the Space Marines from the Blood Angel chapter themselves. They're just so red. Like, incredibly red. They're so in-your-face red, it's just a bit too much. Another option, although not yet present in the books I've read so far, are the Space Wolves. Space Wolves, strong contender. I really like the aesthetics, the color scheme, the whole Viking thing they have going on, the fact that they're ferocious warriors. They're something I'm really considering. But also, if we look at Xenos armies, the aliens, I also consider the Eldar or the Eldari, as they're called now. And the last choice are the Sisters of Battle, or the Adeptus Sororitas. As Bricky already mentioned in his videos, the models look amazing. They also feature in some of the nice new trailers, and they are so gothic as hell. It's just amazing. But also, again referring to the books, they remind me of the character of Euphrates Keeler, the saint of the first 3 books, which really appealed to me, her strong faith and how it affected the chaos demons. So I find all of that present in the Sisters of Battle. So what's next? Next steps, going up into the attic, seeing if I can find some old 40k models I maybe once got my hands on. Continue reading the books, of course. Grabbing some old White Dwarf issues, as well as a couple of new ones to see what stories I can find, what models they discuss, tactics, battle reports, to get some more background information. And then wait for the recruit box to finally arrive so we can get started with the rules. I'll keep you posted on how all of this progresses. Subscribe to stay updated on my journey into 40k, but also on some other fantasy content, and of course, your run-of-the-mill educational videos, which is how this channel got started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
There is only war.